Introducing Voices of Festival, a brand new podcast series from the International African Arts Festival, created to keep you connected as we count down to our 55th year of culture, creativity, and community. Each week, hear directly from the artists, dancers, musicians, vendors, and community members who make this festival an unforgettable experience. Tune in every Thursday at 8 p.m. on YouTube for Voices of Festival. Celebrate the culture, feel the rhythm, be part of the journey.
Peace, peace, peace. Blessings, everyone. Alafia, assalamu alaikum. What's good? Wagwan. Yo, all that good stuff. Hello. Greetings.
Peace, everyone. How you doing today?
Welcome to the episode of Voices of Festival. I'm standing in for Baba Adeyemi and my co-host or my host of the mostest, Sakina and Saida Kennard. And I have my other co-host, my son over here, who just refuses to stay out of the camera. I hope his mom can get him. All right, anyway. We have an excellent show for you guys tonight. There's so much to talk about. But I'm gonna allow Sakina to get her to do her things in the beginning so I get this guy situated. Right.
Yes, indeed. It's all good. We're parents now. That's what we are. We can't hide it. You know, there's no shame in the game to be a parent. It's all good. Daddy power all the way, right? Okay. Yes, because I'm definitely mommying these days, right? So what we do on Voices of Festival in the beginning, we honor our ancestors in the beginning because we have some hot topics to talk about tonight. And, you know, we love to engage, but before we engage with each other, we make sure that we honor those that came before us. And so, without further ado, I'm going to bow my head and center and offer libation and say, Ibaye. Ibaye means we give honor and we give praise too. So, Ibaye Bayantanu, Mama Kuumba, Ibaye Bayantanu, Honorable Babatunde Akowe, Ibaye Bantanu, Iya Salima Moyo, Ibaye Bantanu, Brother Abubadika, Ibaye Bantanu, Mama Asada Shakur, Ibaye Bantanu, Baba G2 Wayusi, Ibaye Bantanu, Baba Stan Kennard, Ibaye Bantanu, Nana Denizulu, Ibaye Bantanu, Baba MZ Moyo, Ibaye Bantanu, Baba Dick Gregory, Ibaye Bantanu, Baba Kuja Bandele, Ibaye Bantanu, Imam Jamil Al-Amin, a.k.a. H-Rap Brown, Ibaye Bantanu, Nana Kweku Owusu Aboje, Ibaye Bantanu, Nana Kweyao Ajiapon, Ibaye Bantanu, Baba Canute Bernard Jr., Ibaye Bantanu, Danny Mixon, Ibaye Bantanu, Baba Abu Bakar, Ibaye Bantanu, Sister Nisa Vanzant, Ibaye Bantanu, Sister Jamia Vanzant, Ibaye Bantanu, Brother Hugh Masakela, Ibaye Bantanu, Mr. Bob Law, Ibaye Bantanu, Sister Mantu Law, Ibaye Bantanu, Victoria Santa Cruz, Ibaye Bantanu, Brother Lieutenant Egungun, Ibaye Bantanu, Brother Bernard Kinsey, Ibaye Bantanu, Marie Toussaint, Ibaye Bantanu, Randy Weston, Ibaye Bantanu, Mama Stephanie Weaver, Ibaye Bantanu, Baba Lloyd Weaver, Ibaye Bantanu, Baba Lafia Shango Deyi, Ibaye Bantanu, Baba Rabo Jumatatu, Ibaye Bantanu, Mama Amanisha, Ibaye Bantanu, Mama Lottie, Ibaye Bantanu, Mama Bird, Ibaye Bantanu, Brother Howard, Ibaye Bantanu, Yusuf Iman, Ibaye Bantanu, Dara Iman, Ibaye Bantanu, Talivo Donna Cumberbatch, Ibaye Bantanu, Mama Robinson, Ibaye Bantanu, Betty Carter, Ibaye Bantanu, Shaka Taylor, Ibaye Bantanu, Baba Kwame Ishangi, Ibaye Bantanu, Baba Michael Olatunji, Ibaye Bantanu, Brother Michael, hey. Iban Bantanu, Sister Sandra, hey. Iban Bantanu, Roland Kirk. Iban Bantanu, Noel Pointer. Iban Bantanu, Mr. Al Van. Iban Bantanu, Sam Penn. Iban Bantanu, Clarence Eastman. Iban Bantanu, Baba Sun Ra. Iban Bantanu, Baba Alukashe Wali. Iban Bantanu, Mama Abimbola Wali. Iban Bantanu, Baba Heru. Iban Bantanu, Baba Paua. Iban Bantanu, Baba Joey. Iban Bantanu to all of our freedom fighters, our community leaders whose shoulders we stand upon. We give honor and we give praise to for the work that they have done, for the struggles that they have triumphed, and for continuing the legacy moving on. Multiply. I say thank you, and I say.
You know why that's so important? I really appreciate that. And for everybody, for all the viewers that are watching, who appreciate that, salute to you. It's important that we honor those who come before us. And for some reason, many elements of our community seem like there's a challenge they have with that. For some odd reason, when you look at other cultures, let me give you an example. For all you sisters out there that love to get your hair done and you visit the Korean stores at times, if you go in that Korean store or the Chinese restaurant and you look in one corner or somewhere stashed inside, you're going to see a little Buddha and a little Chinese Year of the Dragon calendar, some incense burning on it. That's what they're doing also. They're honoring their ancestors in their place of business. Here we are, Voices of Festival. We're reaching out to the community. This is a place of business, even though we're online, and we have to be able to honor our ancestors and everything we do. So I just wanted to kind of add that little tidbit in there before we get started. I'm going to be quiet because I know that this sister that's coming on, you know her. You guys are connected. So I'm going to allow you to do the introductions, and I'm just going to participate when you give me the green light to jump in.
Well, we represent the International African Arts Festival, and all of those names that I called are people that were involved with the runnings of the International African Arts Festival from the beginning, organizations and all the cultural institutions that were a part of it. And that contributed to our economic development. And so today we have a sister Saidah, hey, who represents the business Tafari tribe, which is a masterful marketplace that has existed for many, many years and has been intricately involved with the International African Arts Festival from its very beginnings. And so I just wanted to bring on Sister Saidah, hey, so we can talk.
Hey, hi guys.
Hello.
How you guys doing? I'm well. I'm glad to be here.
Joining us this evening.
Wonderful. So, Tafari Tribe, you are the representation of the business owner of Tafari Tribe, and I wanted to, introduce you to our audience of Voices of Festival.
Hi, everyone. Sorry, go ahead.
You've been an avid contributor to Festival, and can you tell us a little bit about your history and involvement with Festival?
Okay, so let's everybody. My name is Saida, so everyone can understand how to pronounce it correctly. If you see me in the street, just say hi, Saida, or hey. So, hey. So, long story short, we've been in business since prior, maybe 6, I think I was 6. So from 1995, we've been doing street fairs from Jamaica, like Sunsplash, anything street fair wise, Sunsplash, all the way to New York, which is African Street Fair. We did BAM, Atlantic Antic, any staple street fair that we were there. And I know, yes. And I know from my parents' standpoint, they used to tell me I was in the East. And I'm like, what's the East? They was like, that's way before you. We were like the originals from the East. He was like, we the veterans. I was like, okay, so I'm with the veterans now. So I just got step right into the veteran big shoes to fill. But long story short, we been doing street fairs for a long time, maybe since I was 6. Like I said before, now I'm
Mhm.
37 years old. Ooh, long time.
You've been in
And
the marketplace for a long time, right?
very long time, very long time. People try to like, come at me and be like,
Mhm.
"Oh, you so young. How old are you?" I was like, "Well, I'm damn near 40. That's how old I am." Uh, I know everyone. Like, I love going to the markets. I love seeing all of my friends and family. I like when they come see me each and every year and be like, "Hey, how are you? How's your mom? How's your dad?" But
Mhm.
unfortunately, they're no longer here with us on Earth. They're now our ancestors. So they're watching over me, and
Mhm.
I'm doing well. I hope I'm making them proud in a sense, because I didn't know how I was going to do it without them. But every day I just pray and just try to keep strong for them. So I hope I
Well,
answered your question.
I commend you. I commend you, and definitely condolences to
Thanks.
your parents. I mentioned them in the lineup.
Yeah, I thought it. I
Brother
was like, oh, that's
Michael,
sweet.
yes, Brother Michael, Baba Michael Hay, and Mama Sandra Hay are
Yes,
Saida's parents, and they were intricately involved with the International African Arts Festival all throughout the '90s, and have a beautiful market Tafari tribe. So, what do you specialize in? Because I mean, I love your fashions.
Woo. Okay,
Definitely love
so
your fashions.
we specialize in men, women, and children clothing. So my mom is the designer. She's still the designer because I'm still sampling her same designs. It's just recreating it in different fabrics. I just want
Mhm.
to, like, I keep telling people, I'm trying to go back to basics. Whatever we were doing in like 2010, I'm going back. Like the parachute dress, the apron dress, everything that
Mhm.
people know us from, like clothes wise, I'm going right back to basics and just
Okay.
implementing all of her old designs and then bring it back into new 2026. So I'm just trying to keep like their design mentorship alive. Like my dad was a
Mhm.
upholsterer. He did pillows, chairs, anything, whatever he could get his hands on. That's what he used to do.
Mhm.
Um, I
We
can't
with
do that right now.
2026.
Yeah, exactly. But
Now
yeah,
you source these fabrics and designs and artifacts from all over the world. Yes.
yes, yes. So to speak about that briefly, a lot of our fabrics come straight from Africa. We go straight to source. There's no middleman. That's why we were able to keep our prices at a low cost point. We don't want to, charge thousands of dollars because ideally my parents really wanted our clothes to be cost effective. Like, okay, anybody off the street could come and get it. Like, we don't have if you don't have $300, it's fine. You could still afford to look elegant. The whole point of the matter was she wanted to make clothes for us. Meaning
Mhm.
like I don't want to say the black community or whatever case, or but she wanted to make clothes for us, people like us, in a
Mhm.
sense. Like, anyone into the black and brown, whoever want to identify themselves as whatever they want to identify themselves with, but we make clothes for them.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
I gotta ask you this question.
Yes.
Um, Tafari tribe. Now, Tafari is Selassei's.
Yes.
That's his name, Tafari.
Yes.
So
Yes.
are you connected to the Rasta tradition? And
Yes.
so tell us the role that plays in your work and in your crafts.
Okay, so Tafari Tribe is a name that my parents came up with. My father is a Rasta. My
Sure.
father grew up in a Rasta community, with the whole, what is it called? They used to call them,
Nayabee.
no, it was a negative term. Like they call him like a black heart man or black heart. I'm not too sure. I would have to, but don't quote me. It's like, I think a black heart man. So back in like the 70s, Rasta wasn't a thing. So, they used to like bun fire and like, chastise them and stuff like that. And I know that, like, for example, my father used to say, like, when he used to go to school, he would have to hide behind a tree just to talk to his father because it was like so shunned upon to have a Rasta in a family. But now in 2026, it's like, oh wow, it's good to be Rasta. So we wanted to implement that name to show everyone, hey, this is who we are, this is who we were, and this is who we still are. We have not changed. So that's what the Rasta is. What that's what I take on the Rasta. I even my son right now, he has locks from when from birth to now, and he's like, I'm not cutting my locks. He was actually upset that I cut my locks, but since my father transitioned, I just had to cut off all my hair. So it's just me doing something, but I'll eventually get back to my locks. But Rasta is like a lifestyle. It's a liberty. We eat natural food, like how everyone's doing this planting, getting back to nature and stuff like that. That's what we've been doing as a Rasta community. We like natural
Mhm.
foods. We like to make our own stuff. We like community. We are all about community. We're all about helping one another. Like even if I like, for example, we don't have any cash, we could barter. You want a dress? Let me get your oil. Let me do like that's a bartering system. We'll never turn anyone away because you don't have money. There's plenty of times that I've given people clothes and they're like, oh my God, I have to pay you back. And I'm like, just take your time and pay you back. I'm like, you know where I am. I'm not hiding.
Mm.
Yeah. So that's it. Sorry. It was a long-winded explanation. So,
No, that's truth. That's peace. And that's, the way that community is supposed to function. I mean, you provide a service to the community in terms of, our dresses, our fashion, our wearables. You also sell waist beads, you sell
yes.
oils, you sell what? Because you have like
Wasted
a
oil. Yes.
Safari Tribe is like a boutique. Okay, they
Yes.
have everything.
Yes.
Everything you could
Yes.
possibly think of. It's like your boutique botanica fashion
Oh
house,
wow,
Thank
like
Monica.
Yes.
everything.
Yes.
Okay.
I wish I had a picture of the shop. Like you would be like, wow, this is like a one-stop shop. Like we had
Yes.
everything that you can think of. They was like, this is a museum. And I was like,
But
Art,
Oh shit. Uh
you
oh.
went mute,
sorry,
baby. You went mute.
sorry, my headset
Hmm.
died. I'm sorry. Um, so it was like a museum in a sense. So people will come in and be like, "Can I touch this?" I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead, touch it. You go ahead." I'm like, "It's a store at the end of the day," but I'm glad that
Hmm.
you know, telling us that we remind you of a museum. So
And we just finished 55. You were there.
yes.
Give us your overall experience. Pros and cons. Speak freely, please.
Okay. Okay, so I want to start with the pros first. Um, the pros is I got to meet all of my vendors and friends I haven't seen in a while. A lot of the customers who were not, not that do not live in New York, they were able to, see us. But the downfall, which is my fault, I registered a little bit later,
Mm.
and I didn't get the spot that I really wanted. So I'm gonna place blame on myself. I can't place blame outward. But I wish like I would have was able to be more in the stage area because I missed everybody's performance. I'm talking about Jamed performed, Yazara performed. And I was like, when I saw them, I was like, "What are you doing here?" She's like, "I just performed." And I was like, "Are you serious? I missed the performance." And she was like, "Yeah, girl, the performance was good." And I was like, "I couldn't even move from my tent."
Wow.
And we were like all the way in a cut. There's a lot of people who didn't
Yeah,
get to see us,
because
which is
you were
fine.
you were
It's
you were
fine.
in the White Nile, right?
Yes, he was in the White
You
Nile
were in
at
the
the
White
end and
Nile.
at the end
Hmm.
and at was it Rochester? Rochester, like going
Hmm.
towards Utica. And it
Yeah.
was like the last booth, which is fine. It's
Ooh.
fine. So everybody was like, "Are you where you at?" And I was like, "I'm here. I'm at the White Nile." And they was like, "I've been looking for you. I ain't see you." And then people left. And then by the time they saw us, they were like, "Well, we'll come back tomorrow." So it was just like, okay.
Yeah,
So
because you're used to being in the main on the
center,
fields, like
yes,
back at Barry Commodore, you
yes.
guys had a staple spot on the
Yes.
field all the time, right?
Yes, yes,
Hmm.
and it was next to the shrine to
Hmm.
be exact. Like
Hmm.
we were the first booth. Cause my mom was very persistent. She was like, "I want to be the first booth. I don't want nobody before me, and I want to be next to the shrine." And I was like, "Okay,
That's mama.
yes, that was mama."
Hmm.
And I wish I had mama attitude then, but I was like, no, because she would have been like, "Nah, I ain't staying here."
You
But I
look
was
like
like, "No, just keep it calm.
you
This
look
is
like
just
you
for
out in the
today."
street. You look like you out
Huh?
in the street. You say you look like you out in the street and it looks nice and cool where you are.
It is. It's very cool. It's just the mosquitoes are biting me, but I'm good.
You know how many
I'll take the mosquito bitings for y'all.
what do you have in the shop for mosquito bites?
We have the citronella oil with
Oh,
coconuts.
see?
Okay. But that's pre-order. You have to call in and let me know. A lot of the stuff is pre-order now. Okay, so We had a large, oh, I didn't address that. We had a large store on Flatbush. It was at 591 Flatbush.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we had to close. Okay, so let me just disperse the rumors. We closed because our lease was up. That's it. Our lease was up. The landlord did not want to renew our lease. And I said, you know, it's not my building. You can take your building back. Everyone was very upset, and they caused rumors about, oh, blah blah blah. That's not the case. The case is the lease was up. He did not want to renew our lease, and now he has a new tenant paying $7,000, and my rent was $3,500. I'm not paying $3,500 to $7,000. I'm not doing it. Sorry. I would rather own my own damn building if that's the case.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Totally.
Now share the
And
comment.
that's what happens with, small brick and mortar businesses when we don't own our own spaces. But you are online, yes?
Yes, I have
Okay.
we, not I,
Mm-hmm.
us as a family have a shop online. It's
Mm-hmm.
www.tafari Tafari tribeshop.com,
Mm-hmm.
which
Okay.
I upload maybe every 2 weeks.
Tafari shop.
Tafari
Yes.
tribeshop.com.
Yes, and it's
Mm-hmm.
the same as our Instagram, which is Tafari Tribe Shop.
Copy
Okay.
that. Copy that. Wow. Well, you share with us the pros and some of your experience. Please, I mean, we're all open, want to hear the cons, so we can be able
Oh, the
to.
cons? I didn't get to the cons.
No,
No, that was the con. She
that
said
was the
her
con.
con.
No, no, no. No, the con was I didn't really get to see any of the performances. That's it. And I didn't get to really meet up with other vendors. Like, um, our family knows San Jules very well. Shout out to San Jules. Hello, Julian and Miss Sandra.
Mm-hmm.
That's my father's people. I would love to have seen him because he hasn't really seen us since. I don't know if he even knew. Well, maybe he did knew, but I didn't to get a chance to talk to him or them in a sense. But it's fine. I'll see them at another street fair. But
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be around people that I knew, if you understand. Because if that was
Yeah.
like, since it's my father's friend, like, say if I had an issue and I'm next to my father's friend, he'd be like, you know what, Saida, do it like this or do it like this. And then in a sense, because I was kind of like
Exactly.
in
Sense
a I,
of community.
Accent.
basically,
Mm-hmm.
basically, basically.
I heard that accent.
You see, exactly, exactly.
They do it like
But
this.
I'm good. We did good. We did good this year. So next year, I'll be next. I'll be in Kemet. I'll be in Kemet next, where I need to be with my two tents. I'm good.
And you register early.
Yes, I'm gonna register early, early. Like, I want to give me my money. Like, when you say it's the 25th, I want to give you the money the 26th. So there's
Copy.
no
Mm-hmm.
discrepancy about where I'm gonna be.
Exactly.
All vendors out there for next year, because all you guys that came in late this year, you didn't get the spot that you wanted. You probably weren't in the best place. You probably didn't see some of the people like Saida just shared, some of the other people that she used to seeing. Get your registration in early for 2027. Do not wait.
Yes, because the space is limited now. We are working on expanding the space, but people had a good, rapport with the
Yeah, they did.
layout for
They
this
did.
year. We had Kemet, we had the white now, we had the blue now, and it flowed. It flowed. The traffic, everyone circulated, and it felt like festival.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Despite it being in a different location. But again, the reality of the situation is that there aren't as many spaces as it was at Commodore Barry Park. And
Yes.
so you need to get your registration in early, all your paperwork, everything aligned. And you can't do deposit and then deposit here and deposit there. Because if you do deposit, it's not going to go through with registration. You are
Right.
not registered with a
Not
deposit.
registered.
You got to do a full
And
payment
oh,
for registration because they have to put so much paperwork into it for it to be valid. So, you
and
know.
again, there are a lot of vendors that are trying to get those spaces.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Some of them, we don't have as many vendor spaces this year as we normally did. Hopefully that will change next year. But
Yeah.
Mhm.
in either or, in any way, you guys need to be able to get your registration in early to get the spaces that you want, so that you guys can really feel comfortable, with what you're familiar with at festival. Like the sister said, she didn't see some of the vendors, she didn't see some of the performances. So if you don't want to experience, get your registration in early.
Yes.
Definitely.
But the new location, I want to chime in. The new location is much better. I think so because it was easy, accessible. You had the trains. You're right there on Eastern Parkway, Rochester, Buffalo, East New York Avenue. You could take the
Mhm.
B12. 'Cause I know when my dad used to go to work, he used to take the B12, and he used to pass by Lincoln Terrace Park before he gets to
Mhm.
his job. So I like the fact that it was more accessible, train wise, bus wise, walking wise. Yeah. So
You know,
Okay.
Saida, we got a full show. We got some other folks. We got some other things we got to tackle.
okay.
I am so grateful that you joined us today. You gave us a lot of insight, and I think some of the things you shared will definitely get the vendors moving early next week.
Yeah, please do early.
Definitely. And before we go, can you give us your spiel on who Tafari Tribe is, just for the highlight spot?
Okay. Wait. What do you mean? Like who they are? Like the persona, the
Meaning,
personality?
meaning as your business, what do you specialize in?
Okay. So we specialize in clothing, lifestyle clothing. Like if you want to go to a ball, you want to go to a gala, you want to go to movie theaters, you want to go down on a date. So we have like dresses called dress in a bag. My mom was like, you know what? Dress in a bag. What you mean dress in a bag? You have a bag, you have a dress. You take the dress off, you put it back in the bag. So then it's like convenience. We're all about
Mhm.
convenience. We have a parachute dress. You could wear it without the parachute effect, which, I'm not going to tell you my secrets, but all of you know about the parachute dress, about the little tie, little
Mhm.
secret. So it's more so like, it's about being elegant. It's about being beautiful. It's not about you being like a copycat. Like there's so much copycats online. We want you
Mhm.
to be regal. We want you to be you. We want you to stand out. We want you to get compliments. The amount of compliments that you get from a Tafari tribe dress. There's a woman that I know. She's a family friend. We all moved to Tanzania. She was like, she told my mother, she said, Sandra, if I had $1 for every time somebody compliment me, I would be a millionaire. And she went to South Africa and she was like, every man, child, woman, pet, dog, everything said they was running after her.
Heard that?
Everybody was running after, like, where you get this dress from? Where is this dress at? Where is this dress?
Mhm.
So Tafari Tribe
It
does.
is the premier of African attire. Okay.
Yes. And you're
Mhm.
not even trying. She's not giving you no complicated style. It's like simplicity and that's it. So I guess we're the go-to company if you just want to look elegant and you want tons of compliments. That's who we are.
Well, you know what? We're working on a gala for next
Okay.
year. So I think I'm gonna come and get you so
Oh, we have men's suits. I forgot about that.
I
Sorry.
need a nice babalao, outfit so I can look jiggy at the gala.
Okay, we got you. We got you. My
Okay.
my partner, my partner Evans is all about that. He's into the men's section. He will hook you up. He's a stylist as well. So I got you, brother. Don't worry.
Ah, perfect. But thank you
Bye
for
bye.
joining us. I
You're
appreciate
very welcome.
All right. Thank you. Saida Hay of Tafari Tribe. What is that? TafariTribeShop.com, right?
it.
Yes,
And what
Mhm.
is your social media handles, real quickly?
my personal one or
Whichever
oh
one you
Tafari,
want.
no, that's
Tafari
no. I
Tribe
don't want
Shop.
to follow me on my personal. So, Tafari Tribe Shop because I don't I'm not very neutral on my personal page. I say
Mhm.
what it is. So
But thank you
so
again.
SafariTribeShop.com. Wait,
All right,
Tribe
try
Shop.
shop. Make sure
Yes.
you guys check her out. You visit her. Make sure you support this sister. She has everything. She has something for you. You want to get elegant. You want to look nice. You got a gala. You got an annual event, award show, graduation, wedding, reception, whatever. Sister got you.
Yes, and then
Tafari.
sign up
Mhm.
also for the newsletter. I'm sorry, sign up for the newsletter because at least you could know when we're going to be at the next event. We don't have a shop anymore, but I'm doing pop-ups here and there. But I know that I'm thinking about doing Harlem Week. I haven't set it in yet, but we're definitely doing Afro Latino Festival this Saturday, July
Okay.
25th. So just shoot us a text or send me call me, text me, whatever, email. I'll try and get in contact with you so you can know where we're going to be.
All right.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.
Wow. I like her, man. She's big, a lot of energy. She's always smiling. She was very pleasant to
Yes, that's Saida of Safari Tribe Shop. It's your go-to for everything. African marketplace, right?
She said something earlier that sparked something in me, right? We talked
Mm-hmm.
about her family, talked about her mother and father specifically, and how they
Mm-hmm.
their transition. And for some reason, it just had me thinking about. I'm going to go to left field right here. Just bear with me for a little bit. It had me thinking
Okay.
about this article, this situation that happened recently, with a young brother by the name of Nolan Wells. Nolan,
Uh,
and according to the stories, the young brother was with some friends. They went to Horn Island. Now, anybody that lives in the South, especially in that Louisiana, Mississippi, the Bayou area, they
mm-hmm.
Horn Island is kind of it's like where the kids go and they hang out and they party and they drink and it's kind of like free up kind of time for them. They probably
Mm-hmm.
whatever they're doing over there is they doing it amongst themselves. But
Mm-hmm.
not too many of our people kind of go to those
Yeah.
places because there's history with those places also.
Mm-hmm.
So now we know what the history of Mississippi is. We don't have to go down the line. I mean, we know what that history is. And this brother was found unalive. He was found unalive. And there's some conflicting stories. One of the stories that the friends that he went there with said that, hey, we all went together. He met a girl. He liked her. He stayed there. We left. Then they finally found the girl some days later, right after they found the body. And the girl is saying, hold up. Yeah, we talked for a little bit. It was nothing special. He went back with his friends. Earth breaks. The young brother is found dead. His parents are, they're going through it. They have retained attorney Ben Crump, who's also a client of mine. Request shout out to Mr. Crump, brother Baba Ben, big up. And they're really approaching this as if there's foul play. Clearly, there is some foul play because they're inconsistent stories. Now, the legal side of it, that's going to play out. Me personally, I don't have any faith in this legal system because we have a long history that speaks to there's no justice in it for us, or there hasn't been much justice for us. But what I will speak to is the fact that for me, I'm a historian. I love history. You guys can see I got Brother Huey. I'm always honoring our people and our ancestors and our history. But part of our history, we have to take a look at it and apply it now. And I don't think that everyone, all of other races and cultures are against us. I can't say that specifically. However, you cannot ignore the history. For me, I'm not going nowhere with 3 or 4 of them. That's just me. It's me. And let me tell you why. And I know you may differ. Because we have the history. And I can't ignore the history. And because when you ignore the history, things like what possibly happened to this young brother, Nolan Wells, it might not have happened. We have a sense of, we get so comfortable with how America runs and how it operates that we forget to acknowledge there's a color line. Yeah, and people say, no, don't pay attention to color. This country pays attention to color, whether you want to acknowledge it or not, period.
You see that, but this, I have to differ.
Okay.
I have to differ because, I'm from New York. And so the dynamic is a little bit different in New York when it comes to racial color lines and stuff. I mean, yes, we have our communities and stuff in terms of like segregated communities, cultural communities, but New York is a melting pot of international races, ethnicities, mixes of people. So to say I'm not gonna be alone with 3 or 4, white people on a trip going somewhere, if my school dynamic was like that, it might happen. I think what's happening is the beginning of a civil war, and we don't want, it's like causing division because our Black brothers and sisters are passing or transitioning in these ways. And it looks like foul play, yes. In the South definitely has that history. I'm not denying that, but you have to acknowledge the differences of regions of where these things happen. So yes, in Mississippi, outright, maybe not.
Right,
I agree.
right.
But us being from the East Coast, maybe so. You don't find these stories like that up here. You're finding them down in the South. And it's like, yo, there's
I'm a,
people
I'm a
coming up
brother
hanging
Navy.
on
Well,
trees.
we're
There's
Brooklyn
people
Navy,
coming up.
so we understand that.
Hmm.
Brooklyn in the '80s. I'm gonna tell you, like I didn't. There wasn't too much interaction with others, with Caucasians specifically, in my neighborhood. I live right across the street from Boys and Girls High School, where the festival reaches golden age, and
Hmm.
Jackie Robinson projects. The only time we saw white people is if they were driving a bus or they were the police. White people didn't live in a neighborhood like they live in a
Hmm.
gentrified Bed-Stuy. So
That's what I'm saying. The segregation existed. Yeah.
exactly. So
Hmm.
with that, so I grew up that way. So what that did for me is there's like a loyalty and a kind of like a compelling towards my people naturally, and because we live in the same community, but also because of the history, because of this segregation, because we grew up during the Black Power Liberation movement with the Uhuru Sasa in the East and African Street Festival, which is now the International African Art Festival, with a Black consciousness, a Pan-African mindset with an African consciousness. I am a priest of Yoruba, of Ifa. So
Hmm.
show you how deep we are in it. And for me, and this is my personal take on it. I'm not going nowhere with them. When I go to places in public and I'm the only dot in the spot, I leave. Not because I'm afraid, not because someone threatened me or something could happen to me, or it's because I am a walking history magnet. Like history runs through my mind when I see something. Wow, this happened back in 1965, or this happened in 1871, or this happened in 1340. So, with that being said, I cannot ignore the history that we have with them. Doesn't mean that I think that all of them are out to get us, but what it does mean is that I'm not going to close my eyes on them either. I'm not
Hmm.
going to trust them completely either. And this is not me being what they say reverse racism. That's not what this is. This is self-preservation. And I'm talking
Yeah.
about self-preservation. I'm talking about myself. I'm talking about ourself, my community self, my family self. That's what I'm talking about. Self-preservation. And this young
Mhm.
brother, I just looking at his parents, some of the videos, some of his friends and peers, they just did not seem to have that level of concern. With this young brother going out with them three Caucasian men, they had no concern. And I just think that that was a mistake. I could be wrong, but I just think
No,
for me,
I agree. I agree. And it it's sad to say, but what you're experiencing as a black man in the United States of America, you have to look at the history. You have to and nowadays maybe we do need to start squatting up a little bit more. Like, you know what? We gotta link up, like maybe we shouldn't be going out solely. You gotta have one or two. We gotta even it out. Like two of us, two of y'all, or three of us,
three of us
three
one.
of y'all, but being the one and only. And you know what? Truthfully, like, in African culture, a lot of I recognize our African diasporal communities, um, Nigerians or, Ivory Coast or Ghanaians that are here, a lot culturally, when they first get here, they actually all stay together. They don't go to events by themselves. I'm talking about people who just arrived, that are not fully
Yeah,
indoctrinated with American culture. They stay within their communities, or they travel with partners of their community to outside events and such. It's a cultural thing, and maybe Black Americans need to do that too.
You know, I wish
running through here nowadays because stuff is getting real. People are showing up
right.
missing. People are showing up hanging from trees. People are,
No,
mysteriously disappearing.
no,
Or
you should try that. And like the brother in Alabama, last year,
mhm.
took off the hat, and brothers was coming from everywhere to come support him. That's what
Exactly.
she's a brother through the Mississippi River.
Yes, exactly. We gotta squad up, but you know what is beautiful? The community that's coming out and speaking up about what happened. There's protests happening. They have some white national protests with the mask and stuff, but then counteracting that, we have, some brothers that were, and I wouldn't even say they were protesting. They looked like they were marching. And it was beautiful to see like strong Black men in the legions just marching. And they had on their purple and gold. And at first I was looking, I was like, are these cues? Are these cues marching? I don't think they're cues. And I looked them up. They're actually Hebrew Israelites. They're a new sector. And let me look. I think it's the Israel United, and Israel United in Christ. It's an organization. Israel United in Christ, and they have different sects all over the country.
Let's get them brothers on here next week because
we'll see. I don't know. The Israel United in Christ, and their mission is to unite all of our people. They believe that everyone is all Black, brown, Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, that we're all like the lost 12 tribes. And they have like history about how, from all over Africa, that we are the lost 12 tribes with the Bible, and they go in, and they're very organized, they're very together, but they look strong out there marching, doing their march. It had to be like hundreds of them in alignment. I was like, okay, Black brother, let's go. Like, let's do it.
I saw it also.
They dress like that, and knights in shining armor. I'm like, okay.
As a Black man in America,
Mhm.
some of the things that my thought process and some of the things I say, my family and those who are close to me, they kind of give me some pushback. One of the things that they push back on me on is that how I see America. I'm no fan of this country. I live here because my family's here. I was born here. I have history here with my ancestors. But the way that the country operates in terms of how it sees and portrays Black men, there's a belief that Black men, the only time we count is when we're dead, or if someone can get something from us, or we're benefiting someone. And that's really hard to digest because a lot of our people, they subscribe to that. They believe in that and they follow that. And as a Black man who has children, who has a family, a lot of children, actually, I have 8 children. I have a large family. Sometimes I feel out of place. I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm being complete.
Well, they say the Black man has been a target in America. Yeah.
So when I see brothers like that standing for Black men, standing with Black men, it just touches my heart. It touches my heart. You see so much opposite. You see so much brothers attacking brothers. I give you a perfect example. 2 people that I know well, 50 Cent and Diddy. Whatever challenge they were having, 50 put out the documentary on Diddy, which I'm not saying is right or wrong, but come on, brother. We don't got to tear each other down. We getting torn down enough by everybody else in this system that we live in. And I'm not going to go into it. This will be another show, but I believe that they're tapping into our women, the unconscious sisters on those certain levels, to be against the family and the Black man also. But we'll talk about that on another show.
Yeah.
But to see those brothers march, standing in alignment, I mean uniform, order, discipline, real warrior. I mean, that was some warrior behavior demonstrated. It just made my heart. It just made me feel so good and proud to be a black man. I'm telling you.
Nah, man, we in the age of FAFO right now. Like there's a lot of like we got our ancestors on our back now. So it's like, come on with it. Y'all want to start killing us? Let's go. Like we linking up. We linking up, we squatting up, and I don't think it's not going to be like the Emmett Till times, you know. It's going to be something different. We're not backing down. Let
me double down on what you just said really quick. We talked about Mississippi and the history of Mississippi, but co-host just eloquently mentioned really nice. I like how you do it there, Emmett Till. Many know about Emmett Till, but I'm not going to be arrogant and think that everybody knows about it. So let us just share a little bit of Emmett Till with you so you can understand some of what happens in Mississippi. 13-year-old boy from Chicago goes to visit his family, I think his grandfather on his father's side in Mississippi. While he's there, he goes to the regular corner store that was there in that town, sees a white woman. Apparently, there's conflicting stories. The white people said he whistled at her. Now, black men know that during that time, to whistle at a white man was a certain death penalty. That's just something that we didn't do. So I don't believe what those guys were saying about that this young brother whistled at her, right? So others say, other brothers and sisters that were there said that he didn't step off the sidewalk, or he said something to her that she took as disrespect, or he was flirting with her. Either way, this 13-year-old boy was beaten and killed in the most brutal way. And shout out to
tie him to the back of the truck and drag his body down.
And put him a big fan on his neck and put him in the swamp and beat him in his eye. You guys can Google, for you Gen Zs and millennials that don't know about this, Google Emmett Till so you can see what this brother looked like. And then if you're planning on going on the trip to the Horn in Mississippi with 3 white people, just watch that. Just Google Emmett Till so you can understand. I also want you to look up Schwarmer and Cheney. There were civil rights workers who were killed on big old trial. There's a movie of it, Mississippi Burning, right? Mississippi Burning, about those guys, civil rights workers that were killed in Mississippi. Medgar Evers killed in Mississippi. I mean, we can go on and on and on. Mississippi historically has not been loving to our people. But certain elements within the state, right? So understand that we got to get up on history. If you guys don't know, you tune into Voices of Festival, because we're going to give you that history. Check out our social media pages. We'll give you that history. Our children need to know this history so that we don't fall victim to ignorance.
Definitely. And we need to stay on top of this Nolan Wells case, because it's just begun. It's just begun, and it's fishy. There's the allegations are all over the place. Like the evidence is all over the place, even with the parents trying to transport the body to DC for a more accurate autopsy, because they don't even want the officials in Mississippi to do an autopsy. From the transferring of the body to DC, there's discrepancies. There's mishaps. Certain pieces of his body is missing when it gets there. And there's too many discrepancies going on right now. Like it's wild. And it's so disheartening the way that, you know, they're trying to cover up, you know, what really happened. And it's like, come on, just be accountable at this point.
I'm reading that some of the young white guys, mothers were judges or public
doctors and, you know, high officials in their area.
Society people that have influence. And it will be easy, very easy, as we can see already, that they're just kind of sweeping this thing under the rug. Nobody's been charged. There's no charges put on anybody that was involved with this situation. And this brother is dead. So I just want you to understand, you guys, there's a book 100 years of lynching. 100 years of lynching. I believe, is it J.A. Rogers? Please don't quote me on the author. 100 years of lynching. You guys, millennials and Zs, please get that book. If nothing else, for the information that's in there, because a lot of things in history, we are not educated. We're not told about these things in the public school systems in America. So we have to educate ourselves. And this is why they're trying to get rid of our books. They're trying to get rid of all the things that will be able to empower us and inform us of the things that we need to know. So it's imperative that we do it ourselves.
100 Years of Lynching by Ralph Ginsburg.
Ginsburg. There you go.
Ralph Ginsburg. 100 Years of Lynching.
Newspaper clipping for like 100 years, where you see how our people were killed and murdered. And unfortunately, a lot of those situations happen in that area, that Mississippi, Louisiana, that Bayou area. So get that book. Matter of fact, when you get that book, I want you to let us know what you learned from it. Let us know what you found in that book that you didn't know, something that you weren't aware of. And also, when you get it, I want you to share with somebody else, because this is how we empower each other. Each one teach one. This is an African proverb.
Definitely. So remixing.
Okay.
Did you see Mom Donnie up there? Our mayor?
Yo,
calling out Netanyahu.
Give them. Well, give me that, man. Give it to me.
I mean, it was a proud moment because he calls him a criminal of war. He called him out straight. He stood there strong, and people are proud of what he had stood up for. Even though, you know, we're gonna sit back and watch this.
Well, but his people, whatchamacallit, Netanyahu's people responded. The ambassador.
Yes, the UN ambassador of Israel responded to Mamdani's claim because first of all, Mamdani called Prime Minister of Israel a war criminal, and he's just basically stating fact that, you know, he has been, you know, charged by the International Court, and they need to move forward with the charges. Like, why are we not, you know, highlighting or implementing the charges of the International Court? Like, what's happening?
Right?
And so, you know, Mamdani is saying basically he's not welcome here in my city of New York, and, you know, calling him out as being a criminal of war. And that makes sense. You know, he's basically calling out common sense amongst people. I mean, I don't know why, you know, we don't want to acknowledge the common sense here, but, you know, the UN ambassador for Israel basically shot fires back at Mamdani, saying, like, listen, you don't have the jurisdiction to do anything about it. You can't do anything about it. He's going to be here. He will stand at this UN podium. He will come through New York, and there's nothing that you can do about it. And he said that you can you know, you need to be arrested. And I was like, come on, like, really? Mamdani needs to be arrested?
Right, it's right. Let me give you a little.
Was he charged by the International Court for anything?
Just give our view, especially our millennials and our Zs. I want to give you a little insight, just to give you why this situation looks the way it looks with this guy, Netanyahu. Netanyahu is the prime minister of Israel. Israel is a country that was founded after World War II. I'm not going to get into all of that because you get into certain specifics, you get canceled on these airwaves. So I'm going to be very mindful of what I say, right? I'm going to be very mindful. I'm going to censor it. So that you guys read between the lines, right? So now, not Mamdani, Netanyahu, who was the prime minister of Israel. Israel is a nation that was formed through genocide. This is no way around it. Whoa, right? Through genocide. People will make the argument that it's justified. Enough of us will say it's not justified. However, when you look at what's going on in the Middle East, you have organizations like Hezbollah, ISIS, Hamas, Al Qaeda. All of these organizations exist because of what Israel did in the Middle East. They are not from that place. They are from Europe. They're not from there. So they came over with the United States supporting them and backing them, and they muscled those people off their land, literally. And what we're seeing now, over all these years, since after World War II to 2026, is a continuous state of genocide, where they are killing innocent women, children, and babies, and justifying it because they believe that they claim that they are the holy people of the Bible. When my sister just said to us, we just talked about the 12 tribes of Israel, right? We just talked about that video with the sister Saida. So we know that there's some, we can give them some pushback on that. We can contradict what they're saying in terms of that. That's not what we're talking about right now. What we're talking about is the fact that Netanyahu is a war criminal, and the international court have placed warrants for his arrest as a war criminal for committing genocide. I'm not making this up. This is a fact. So Mayor Mamdani, who has the right to speak to it, and he has the power and authority to lock that dude up. That dude,
he doesn't. He does not.
I would deal with
that. As the mayor of New York, he does not have the authority to lock him up, and that's what he said. Now, but what he's doing is he is charging the federal government to
get him.
Proceed with it.
If I was Mamdani, I would just take the flack. I would take the hit. I would lock as soon as he came off Kennedy Airport or whatever little private that he going private jet he gonna come off in Long Island.
So if Trump was in Mamdani's position, he would do that because that's what Trump would do.
Yeah,
but however, Trump is the president and not the mayor of New York. But if he was the mayor of New York, I think he would go ahead and just do that. But Mamdani is pulling Trump's card right now. So we're gonna sit back. We're gonna sit back and watch and see what happens. I'm interested. I would like to know because if you notice, right after Mamdani was elected, he went to go visit Trump, and they had a little talk in that room by themselves, no cameras. And then he came back and said, yeah, we had a discussion after the election and blah, blah, blah. This is like, what did y'all really talk about? I would have loved to be a fly on the wall in that room.
The international court, or whether he can lock up whatchamacallit or not, because I would do it anyway. I think his challenge is coming from that community in New York City. That New York City, that community controls it, runs it, owns it. There's no way around it.
Yes, New York.
You talking about putting that guy in jail or locking him up and calling him a war criminal? That's where your protest is going to come from, Mayor Mamdani. Like, I'm with Mayor Mamdani. I'm not necessarily a fan of his, but in this case, I'm supporting him and I'm backing him.
Yep. Well, we will see how strong each side is going to be because we dealing with the real heavy hitters now. Like, we gonna see. This is an international war criminal. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
This is just a thought. I'm bugging, but what if Mamdani just say, you know what? I'm gonna deal with this guy different, and I'm gonna just draw for Minister Farrakhan in the FOI and say, hey, come out here and meet Mamdani.
Farrakhan ain't messing with that. That ain't got nothing to do with us. Listen. It ain't got nothing to do with us. Okay? This is the time. Listen, this is the time for us to sit back and watch the show. Okay, let them do what they're gonna do. This is the time for us to sit back.
It's just talk.
Yes, it's talk, but we're gonna watch. I will be watching. I will be observing.
Well, we hope that you all continue to watch and continue to observe us each and every Thursday.
Yeah.
right here on YouTube.
Mhm.
For Voices of Festival. We are happy and really, I am honored to be in this seat, to be able to share my experiences. I am a festival baby. I grew up at the African Street Festival, now the International African Arts Festival. So to be able to share my experience, what I've learned there, how you hear me speaking and what you hear me saying, that comes from African Street Festival that made me who I am.
Ashe.
Who I am. So
Definitely.
many of us.
International African Arts Festival. And I'm saying we are sons and daughters of festival, okay? We're coining the sons and daughters of festival.
We got to
Okay?
get our own fraternity, our own little group in t-shirts and hats and stuff.
Yeah, man, yeah, man. You know, next week we're meeting up with Jamed in the Medicine Cabinet. And one of his signature songs is Link Up, Link Up. We're linking up. So every week we're keeping it going.
I'm going
Shout
to give
out.
you a charge. I'm going to give you a charge, brother. We need a nice, conscious hip-hop jingle for our intro. We're coming up on our year anniversary of the podcast. We want to change things up a little bit. Give us a nice 20, 30 second some bars.
We're gonna link up. We're gonna link up. We got it. But that's the new song. That's the lingo. You know, we gotta link up. That's all.
We link.
Right? So thank you for tuning in. Follow us, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think. Let us know how you feel. IAA Festival. Hashtag IAA Festival. Follow us on social media, IAA Festival on IG and Facebook, IAAFestival.org. You can contribute to our cause. You can contribute to our nonprofit organization, whether in any denomination of 5 for the Drive for 55, or become a cultural steward where you are consistent with your contributions monthly. So follow us and we will be in touch next week, Thursday at 8 o'clock.
We will be date for festival 2027. As soon as we get them, you guys will. So that's coming soon. Baba Sakina is working on to have support. Festival was such a success this year. We are looking forward to next year. Looking forward to more people, more vendors, more viewers for our podcast. We're so grateful to you. And we're here because of you. We're here to serve you, to serve our community. That's the only reason that we're grateful.
Yes, indeed. Thank you.
Peace.
Peace.